Alrighty guys, and welcome back. Today we've been doing an educational informative guide on 7 Days to Die of how to do a dexterity build. So I've got a completely procedurally generated character here. It's on a completely randomly generated map due to the generosity of Twitch chat. That also being said, I want to show you guys a lot about this game. Now, first and foremost, we're going to be doing a dexterity build, and we're going to be following the stuff it says on the far right-hand side of the screen. Now, this is the tutorial guide, right? It's very simple, it's very basic. What's important to know about the tutorial guide on the right-hand side is it's going to give you 4 level ups when you complete it. It's always the same, and generally gives you a basic grasp on the small fundamental mechanics of the game. Now, I'm going to just drop a couple of things out of my inventory I do not need. Now, you'll notice I put things in the bottom right. I'll explain why I do that a little bit later on in the video. So right now, we're going to gather some plant fiber on the ground. If you don't know anything about 7 Days to Die, 7 Days to Die is a sandbox survival game. It's a little bit like Rust, and Minecraft if they kind of like crossed and had a bit of a baby. Now, I made a little bit of a mistake there with my hotkeys. Let's make a bedroll with a W. There we go. And we're going to push shift and left click, put it on our action bar, drop it on the ground, pick it up and scrap it for materials. Nice and simple. We're going to come over here and we're going to grab a little bit of wood and we're going to grab this. We're going to need this later on in the tutorial, which is nice. Grab a stone. Now we can make a stone axe. With the W is a hotkey in order to fast craft when you click on it. Shift left click, and now we're going to cut down a tree. Notice it says create plant fiber pants. Now, the bedroll I scrapped is going to be a respawn point. I'm currently playing on permadeath on insane mode, therefore I do not get any respawns. What you want to do is you want to follow what it says in the top right hand side of the screen, and you kind of want to get all this done before 9 AM. Alright, now around a player, the first time you render in on a map, you have something I like to refer to as the dome. You can't physically see the dome, but zombies will not spawn in the dome for a small period of time. It's only a one-off thing, and it only happens once whenever you spawn in. So do keep that in mind. If you die and respawn, you do not have the dome. If you leave the proximity of this small area, then you've left the dome. The dome is invisible, you can't actually see it. I don't necessarily think it's a real thing. I just refer to it as a dome. It just means there's no zombies are going to spawn in here and attack me for the first couple of hours of the game, giving you a, little bit of a time to get your, stuff together. Alright, we're going to make that. We're going to go there. We're going to grab that and put that on our action bar. Straight again, we're going to craft a wooden club. Now, we're going to just blitz through the tutorial a little bit. Let's put that on our action bar to defend ourselves. Craft myself a bow and some arrows. There's feathers I picked up. Going to come into effect. Put my bow down there on my action bar. Let's grab it. Let's reload it. Now, I need to craft building blocks. Notice everything is highlighted. It's very simple. You don't have to worry about anything. I'm going to make 30. These are the most advanced tool in the game, in my opinion. You can put them on the ground. You can level them up if you want to. And you can use them as a jumping mechanic in order to avoid powerful enemies or to get over fences. I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to have to craft a campfire. Let's get that. Once this is all done, we'll get access to seeing, well, we can see it earlier, but the skill tree. So now it says find the settlement. Now I basically have access to 4 skill points. Now, the way I recommend a beginner player to spec into dexterity or agility, whatever you want to refer to it as, is very different to the way I'd recommend a strength player to spec. So just to begin, all the way over here, agility, I like to max out all the points I can in headshot to begin with. It's going to amplify my knife damage, and it's going to amplify my bow damage. So I'm just going to put that point there, and there. That's going to increase my headshot damage from 200% all the way to 230 with a 20% chance of one-shotting. One more point, and now I have a 25% chance to dismember an enemy's body part if I hit them. If they have armor or any form of resistance or a higher health pool, the percentages do get dropped. So just like that, 5 points into agility, 4 because you start with 1, and we are good to go. I'm going to be looking for any little nests that I can find as well. Now, I do have to keep in mind, because I've spec'd into agility, I'm using dexterous-based weapons or, agile weapons. Clubs and all that will not get any form of bonuses. Now, do you see these plants over here? There are 3 really common plants in the game. You have cotton, which is this plant on my left. You have the red plant, which is what you're going to mix into tea in order to give you better stamina recovery. And then you have the green plant. The yellow plant, not colorblind. The yellow plant is going to basically allow you to recover from being ill if you eat a rotten sandwich or if you eat something that gives you dysentery. Okay, now I need to find my way all the way over here. Now, I am playing on maxed out settings, so the zombies are going to be very strong early game, and it's going to be hard for me to get a little bit of a foothold in the door. But without further ado, let's move through the street. I've left the dome. We see our Uber Eats, the chicken in the street. That's going to give me a bunch of feathers, and it's going to give me a nice amount of bones as well. Alright, quickly search the mailbox. Looks like we have 1 in robotics. That's okay. Not going to do anything, but it is going to give me 100 plus experience, 180. Alright, with a knife, you harvest more meat. I don't have a knife because I don't have any bones. Just like that, I got enough bones. I can make myself a knife. Now, the club has an arcing sweep, which is very good for beginner players. You sweep from left to right. Very good. With the knife, you have a thrust, so it's much more accurate. So you have to be very careful when you choose to use it, because it's going to attack faster, but you have a very small, well, you have a much smaller hitbox. You can't cleave multiple enemies like you can with a sledgehammer. Alright, I saw the bunny rabbit, that is fine. Let's make a couple more arrows, just like that. We'll be able to make another 19, but I'm out of stones. You should always have 1 stone in your inventory, because that's all it's required in order to repair your stone pick. Okay, let's do that. Still haven't seen our first zombie, which is nice. I'm sure if we go into any of these POIs, POI stands for a point of interest, we will. The most important thing that I need to do now is locate the trader, and you see that little exclamation point that I'm heading towards? That is going to lead me to the trader. Okay, it looks like it's a nice quiet morning here in the city. There are maximum spawns of zombies, so do keep that in mind. Alright, there we go. You see how far away he saw me? So we have tracking on, so he's able to do that. I hear another one on my right. Keeping in mind that this guy has a limp, I'm able to move in and out and do something I refer to as weaving. Zombies do attack at a range, move in and out of the attack range, and then take another free hit. This is a very simple way to take out weaker zombies, and it works regardless of the weapon. No bonus damage for a hit on the ground. Nice and easy. Zombie executed, didn't have to worry. Now, keeping in mind here, the limp, he wasn't as fast as some of the other ones would be. I'm going to cut up the carcasses because it's going to give me access to nitrate. Nitrate's going to be very important when I try to make explosives later on. I don't need rotten meat. Fresh meat is good. And I will, like I said before, explain why I'm putting everything at the bottom shelf rather than keeping it at the top. It allows me to micromanage my inventory a little bit better. He's going to take a little bit of time to get through the fence. I could take him out. If we look at the bottom of the screen at the HUD, so here's another playstyle. So once he sees me, which won't take long because we do have hunting on, I'm going to put a brick down. I'm going to put a brick down. I'm going to jump up. Now, if you were using a blunt weapon crouching, you can almost guarantee the chain headshot. Should be 3 hits to the head to knock an enemy down. Apparently I must have missed the head, but it is 3 to the head to knock him down. You can repair this, just look at the damage he's doing. Different enemies do different amounts of damage. When you do decide to repair something with right mouse button, it uses resources, and it stops your stamina regen. Keep that in mind. There you go, we're going to knock him down, he's not dead. How do we know? Look at the bottom right hand side. You get experience when you kill a zombie. So I'm getting no bonuses for hitting him with the club, but as you can see, the club has a lot more stopping power than the knife. The execute, the 400 experience. Now, if we look at the bottom of the screen, you'll be able to see a purple bar slowly filling. That is my character experience. It's very important to keep in mind because when it hits full, I get a skill point where I'm able to level. Now, she is going to be running incredibly quick when she sees me. I'm going to wait on my stamina. Not much I can really do. I'm going to just do the exact same thing I did before. You can do weaving as well. It's going to be much harder. I hear a zombie on my left as well. Alright, you see this is a builder? He's going to do a lot more damage to structures, just like that. So you know who has to die first, it's going to be the builder. Now if you mess this up, it's going to drop, just like that. But don't be alarmed, you can always do it again somewhere else. Now you can reinforce it, I don't recommend it. He put his hand up so he protected the headshot, we're going to just do the exact same thing again. Keeping in mind that I'm playing on max settings, so things are going to be a little bit harder for me to do. I'm not going to be able to defend against this. I'm going to just move. Alright, I'm going to get on top of the bin. Now zombies can stack on each other's head and climb, so you have to be mindful of that. Okay. If they jump on top of each other, I jump away. Looks like the bin's going to break, but that's fine. I'm going to quickly search it. Loot does respawn every 7 days. We got another helper. Looks like we have a screamer, which isn't good. I'm going to move. Now, you won't have to worry about how intense this is right now because I've been playing a long time. Like I said, I put the settings on pretty high. Ooh, that could have been a mistake. That's fine. Let's put this down. Up. And I'm going to try and do that, and now I'm stuck to the wall, which is good. She's still hitting it. Okay. A lot of zombies to try and deal with. It actually isn't this difficult once you get a couple of points and you can take them out in 2 hits or 1 hit, yeah? I'd like to take one on at a time, but I'd like to find myself a nice area where I can bottleneck them. I don't have one. Do you see how important these crates are for my character's success? So let's just keep moving. They'll all come over to me in a second. That is fine. I'm going to go up and over this fence. The reason I'm going to go over the fence... I'm probably not going to go over the fence because there's a guy on the other side. I'm going to jump up onto the fence. Now I have a couple of arrows in order to hit these guys and take them down. Keeping in mind, headshots will get the bonus damage. As you can see, I got a critical hit on that. Now, she will summon other zombies. There are different kind of zombies in this game that range on different tiers. The good thing is she has a low health pool. The bad thing is I have nightmare movement speed, as you can see, so they are running incredibly quick. She shouldn't take too much to take out in the head. I need to make sure I'm constantly moving. She's down but not out. Always trying to hit that headshot because that's where I'm getting all the multipliers for my damage, yeah? You can spec into things like knives and all that to get more raw damage, more stamina recovery, faster attack speed, all kinds of different things that are going to help you out. I'm going to do that, just repair it. I get a little bit of experience as well. It costs 1 wood. Take a free shot. Now, the important thing to keep in mind is I know my strength, and I know that I'm very weak right now, and because I'm very weak right now, my chance of being able to fight these guys is very low. I also know that there was a builder somewhere, and I can't see him anymore. The builders do have body armor, and they do high structural damage early game, they do double, so I have to be respectful to that. Now this guy has a limp, I'm not too worried about him, and the other guy's on the other side of the fence. Take a free headshot on him, that's fine. Walk in, hit him, move out. Walk in, hit him, move out. Down he goes, stopping power. Get a couple of free knife hits on the head. Down he goes. You can re-loot your arrows, as you can see, and you can be hit through the fence, so be mindful of these kind of things as well. Just like that. Can I shoot arrows through the fence? Yes. Unfortunately, you cannot thrust a spear through the fence, though. The trick is to hit the bad man with the arrows. I want to make an excuse, but I really... Okay. I'm sorry, I don't know why I missed, the guy's just from the Matrix. I don't know what to tell you. I think the longer I aim, the harder it is. Now, do you notice the bar at the bottom of the screen? The bar at the bottom of the screen that you can currently see is the velocity of the arrow. It has no impact on arrow damage. So if you want to do like a quick tap shot, you can do a quick tap shot. Now, something to keep in mind, what you just saw then, might you quickly jump in? I hear a zombie dog, and I am jumping straight out. That is not something we want to tangle with early game. We're going to be moving and running. The builder is over here somewhere. I want to make sure I don't run out of stamina. Running out of stamina is a certain way to lose your character, especially early game. So let's keep moving all the way over here. Did you see the one red skull on the middle of the screen? I'll explain to what that means in just a moment. And that's basically... it's going to give you information of what difficulty the dungeon, the POI, whatever you want to refer to it is. Okay, so if you walk up to a point of interest and you do see that that number is quite high, such as 3, 4, or 5, 5 being the highest, you kind of want to avoid that. Generally, 5 is going to be like a massive skyscraper that's high in the sky. You know, 1s are generally little houses. So just like before, we got this guy over here to my left-hand side. I don't want to tangle with him. I know my limits. I know he's stronger than me early game. I also know he's pretty tall, so I'm going to crouch, and I'm trying and get that headshot over and over. Knowing 3 hits to the head should drop him on the ground. I guess I must have missed one. That is fine. Take a free headshot with the bow. My bow does a lot more damage than my knife early game. Alright, nice and easy. Grab the arrow and move. Alright, so we've located the trader, and this is probably where we're going to end the video. I'm just going to super quickly explain what the trader is. So this is Trader Hugh. There are multiple different traders in the game, and each trader is very good at one thing. Now, Hugh generally has a lot of armor and a lot of ammunition. So let's jump in. So straight away, you can talk to this gentleman, you can check his inventory, which restocks every 3 days, and you can look at quests. When I hit quests, we'll be able to see these are all the quests in the location around me that I can possibly do. I have a fetch quest, I have a clear zombies, I have to dig up buried treasure, whichever one I choose. A fetch quest is much easier at the start of the game. You don't have to kill all the zombies. You can get in, get the package, and get out. I'm going to grab it. It's going to tell me it's at Spark's place. I will accept. I'll also go into his inventory. I have no money at the moment, but I can look at the things in here, such as gunpowder and anvil, that are going to help amplify my character, make me stronger. I will explain what books do in the next video, so do keep in mind. I'll be jumping over at nerdy glasses, more experience, a few things. Now, keeping in mind you can level up the trader's loot. Whenever you sell things to the trader, you make money and you gain experience as well. So, I'm going to end the video here, guys. I hope you enjoyed a basic guide tutorial to understanding some of the fundamental mechanics of 7 Days to Die, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Cheers.